hear you say ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da. Crazy at this thing called love. Just what I've been dreaming of. And I can never figure out, oh, how you do the things you do. That's why I'm so in love with you. I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. If I met you in another life and you asked me to be your wife, with grace and a smile I say, yeah, always now and forever. You be my one and only lover. Cause I like the way you make me smile. Boy, you give me butterflies. And when I look into your eyes, I'll see the future in me and you. That's why I wrote this song for you. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. I-L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Just want you to know what I think of you. L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Baby, you've got what it takes to make your girl say L-O-V-E-Y-O-U. Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba da.
Welcome to the Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson Talk Show, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Can you imagine? It sounds like I just said this yesterday. Well, here we are again. Another week is done, and thank God it's Friday. Let me bring in my correspondent from Monrovia, Mr. Samuel Wilcott. Let's talk about Liberia and hear what's happening. Sam, what's up, boy?
Yeah, good morning, Rod.
You got all the light behind you. We can't see you.
Yeah, I chose to walk around the Virginia market this morning and to hear from the people themselves as to what is going on, and, at the level of the market, the purchasing power of people around the communities. So I'm in Virginia market and trying to talk to one or two marketeers. Excuse me, madam. Yeah. Talk to the man.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah.
What's your name?
I mean, I'm getting
I'm getting you. You're not getting me, you sure?
fine. Alright.
Yeah, all right. What's your name?
My name is Lulu girl.
Little girl. What kind of business you doing?
I'm getting you now.
What kind of business you doing?
Yeah.
So tell us now, what kind of business
My
you
name is
doing?
Lulu girl. Foley.
What kind of little girl?
Lulu girl. Foley.
Okay, what kind of business you doing?
Hair business. Yeah, the hair.
Ah, so how long you been doing it?
Hair.
I know how long you been doing
I
it.
said hair. Yeah, the business.
How long you been
Hair.
doing it? How long you been doing
That
it?
the hair.
How long you been
Hair.
doing
Like hair. I said.
And H-A-R-R hair.
I
She's
said
doing it
hair.
here. This
it? Sam,
how long?
I said on. Since 2005.
2005.
2005. From 2005.
So how the business? So how the business?
Huh?
How's the business?
Fine with me. I tell God, thank you.
Yeah,
The business fine.
yeah. Tell you to bring the phone down so we can see your face.
It's low.
We can't see your face, your hand. So the business fine.
You can see my face now.
Yes. The business fine with you? The business fine?
Yes.
So who you voting for?
They fine with me. Yes.
Who you voting for?
Yes. They never.
Who you voting for?
Huh?
Who you voting for?
I'm getting you.
Give it
I
back
said
to
it for
me.
myself. Maybe like.
Okay,
Oh. I don't really know yet, but I already saw. But I don't know yet.
you register, but you don't know
It's a
yet.
what I'm voting for.
Oh, you're going to politics now.
Yeah. I don't
So-
really know yet.
So what you think about the political
Yeah, I
situation?
already saw.
What you think about the situation? What you think about it?
The parent in the situation that yeah. About the government or about ourselves.
What you
I'm really happy going. I think I'm fine.
Tina fan.
So who you voting
Because
for?
everything getting high.
Yeah, the business getting on.
Everything is high, but Tina fan.
You decided who you voting for?
Yeah, the business bar, Sunday good, Sunday bar. But the voting belly, I will desire you.
You already decide yet?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Okay, well, good talking to you.
Yes. But I already saw.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me talk
You want to talk
to
to? You want to talk?
Yeah.
Patu,
Okay,
Alright.
let me talk with him. Give it to
àwọn
him.
kan Patu ṣe ṣùgbọ́n tán. Patu ooo.
Yeah, still in Virginia, still in the market, and I saw a little girl, a school age child, selling, I think for her parent also, and it caught my attention. It drew my attention. Excuse me, big girl. Yeah, she is a little child. You see, they are both, promising children, and
What
they're
they
helping their
selling?
parents.
What they selling?
You on TV and it's just, talk to the person.
What they selling? No, I want no,
Hello?
don't talk to her. What they selling?
Put the phone, let us do.
Yeah.
Hello.
Switch your face to the face. Just switch your face.
Yeah, hello.
Switch your face.
Yeah.
Hello, what you selling?
You can see yourself.
I see.
Leave at this small and come to the front.
I selling fufu and pump.
Oh yeah, what your name?
on TV.
Tell me your name now. What's your name? What's your name?
What are you talking?
You talking?
What's your name? What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
Are you?
What's your name?
Look at on TV.
You never give me a
Sam.
Naomi.
Naomi? Naomi what?
Naomi.
Naomi what? What's your last
Yes.
name? Tell me your last name.
What?
What's your last name?
Naomi Fremont.
Okay, what grade you in?
I'm getting you.
What grade you in? You go to school?
Yeah, I'm going to school.
What school you going to? The church, it's difficult for them to understand me. You know, I've been in America so long, while talking, they can't understand me hard for them. But anyway, Mr. Simon Walker will soon be back on, and we'll find out what's happening in Liberia. But recently, we've been listening to the situation with the UP and Benana Ure and his party and Bob Borkai over the internet. We know that since Henry Costa got back to Liberia a few months back, things have turned around. He went home, said he was going to be running for senatorial position for Monserrado County. So he got home. All of a sudden, we look, he's with Borkai everywhere. They're coming to America. Then the news come out that Costa is being selected for vice presidential candidate to Borkai. They go in Ghana, they're meeting with rich people in Ghana. I mean, they're doing all of this for Costa to be made vice president. So what happened? What didn't happen? Borkai didn't select Henry Costa. He didn't think Henry Costa was the right choice for him. So what happened? Borkai selected Prince Johnson's choice for vice president of Liberia. Let me bring him back. Hey, Sam, you there?
Yeah, man, the network's so poor here. I'm struggling to get things through.
Yeah, but those young children can't understand. Yeah.
Hello?
Those young children can't understand what's happening. Don't waste my time with them.
Yeah, it's kind of low here. Anyway, I was just trying to show the kind of, the level of how impoverished, we are in this country.
Yeah, but don't
yeah, so you see the market, and times are so hard, so the parents will leave the children with the market and get involved in other activities. You hearing the grinder at the back, it's a cassava leaf grinder. Yeah, but I left already. You getting me?
Yeah, what's the news in Liberia today? What's happening in Liberia?
Except, there are no major news today that I know of. So they seem more political, read my role. So I don't consider it being major.
What about why? What about Benana Yure's daughter and the Yure family? The not news?
Well, I told you yesterday that was the old news. That was the old news.
Telia Yure?
Yeah, Telia Yure.
That's old news?
Yeah, Telia Yure resigned from. Yeah, the old news. It was difficult yesterday. I thought we discussed it. We didn't discuss it.
We didn't discuss it.
She resigned. She resigned as a tag team manager.
It happened.
And I think the Yure family have. Okay. Oh, I thought we discussed it. Sorry.
It happened yesterday, and she resigned, and the UPP appointed a new chairman for the task team.
Yeah, I read that this morning.
You know her?
So then, no, I don't know her. It's my first time. Yeah, I don't know her.
She was assistant minister or something.
No, I don't know her anyway.
You haven't heard about her. But she's supposed to be.
I'm getting you. No, I want to read about this morning, but I don't know her.
Oh.
I don't know her already.
She was talking to minister before.
Oh, okay, as a minister of gender on Ellen.
What's the situation with Talia Uri?
Okay, Ellen changed two ministers.
What's the situation with Talia Uri?
It never so bad. Get it again?
Talia Uri.
She represents her post when you know the party as a tag team person.
So what's she doing now?
The network so bad. Oh, sorry, man. I'm not really getting you.
Okay. Well, we just talking about the C67.
Oh, Talia?
Yes.
But Talia, yeah, she has not announced any political party that she will align with yet. We haven't got any information on which party she's going to be on.
What about is she already no party political party?
Let me find a super place in the north in the background.
And man, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta apologize for the weather, the condition. Everything is poor in Monrovia today. You can see behind him, they're having weather condition is raining, it's damp in Liberia. Every time we have these damp situations, we have problem with the telephone. But sooner or later, we're gonna get my correspondent office in Liberia, so he wouldn't have to be walking around. But right now, he in the community, so that's why all the noise is there. He travels around. So any news from Benana Yuri?
I learned that the UA family have, they have withdrawn their support from Boaka, but besides that, I already know what's unfolding in their camp. So we don't know which political party they're going to align themselves with. So I haven't heard any news yet. So you get any information on that?
No, I was just listening to the whole situation this morning. Also
hello, you got any information on that?
No information on it. I was reading about
I cannot hear you. Well, I'm not getting you.
Because you got too much noise behind you. Who's that behind you? You can hear me now? Anyway, Benana Yuri and his daughter having conflict. Sam, I can't get you. I will talk to you later, okay? I will talk to you later. Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for that. The network in Liberia is bad, so wasting my time with Samuel Wicker. And the news is basically what I'm telling you right now. So Talia Yuri is Benana Yuri's daughter. Benana Yuri is the old man from Charles Taylor time who was the Maritime Bureau head. One time he was the richest man in Liberia. Right now, yeah, George Weah is the richest man. But Benana Yuri was the richest man in Liberia. He's the head of the All Liberian Party. He's on a TRC list to be convicted and tried for war crimes in Liberia. And all these guys are trying to dodge their fate. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to make precedents. You see, Prince Johnson finished joining Glapohkpa, finished giving Glapohkpa Kun to be vice president. Now Benana Yue was hanging in there with Glapohkpa too. But Glapohkpa betrayed him and turned to Prince Johnson. So Benana Yue is hanging in the wings now with his daughter, Telia Yue, who ran for a position one time ago with the All Liberian Party, which is her father's party. Now the politics is getting so treacherous and violent in Liberia now. We're heading towards treacherousness and violence. Because when they start betraying each other like that, what's next? People get mad. Then we end up going into violence. So here we are now. Benana Yue is without a leadership affiliate. He and his daughter, she just left Glapohkpa because Glapohkpa did not select Henry Casa. We're not hearing anything about Henry Casa no more. Henry Casa went Liberia to be senator. Next thing we knew, he was on the list to be vice president. They were taking Glapohkpa to Ghana, meeting to go meet millionaires, to donate to the campaign and all of that. Now here we are in Liberia again. Glapohkpa has betrayed him. he joined Prince Johnson, who is the old warlord. Now they have come together and they have selected Jeremiah Kun, which is a senator of Prince Johnson party. You know, Prince Johnson got his party, the movement for democracy or something. And they got their own party. But what's going on in Liberia is nothing but treachery and betrayal. So until October, nobody knows where Liberian people stand. Because all these people, you can't trust them. Benana, you can't trust Cummings. Cummings can't trust Glapohkpa. Glapohkpa can't trust Cummings. Nobody knows where Belete, Nyombi Kanga stand. I mean, the whole thing is just a treacherous mess. So we're sitting there and watching. The rest of us, we got to sit and watch because we have no other choice. The Liberian people, they're on the border. They are on the border. Our people have no hope, man. They depend on our leaders to provide direction, to provide hope, to provide sustenance, to provide everything for them. And our leaders can't do it, man. Our leaders are failing consistently. They can't do it. You know, the hope we have for our people, Ellen Johnson said, let me tell Sam, he can go. Hey, Sam, if you...
Yeah, the network give me problem.
Yeah, well, then I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, then. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye. All our leaders continuously letting us down. They're continuously letting us down. Everywhere we turn, all the people we are hopeful about, we put our hope in. When you look, they let us down. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, when she came to power, she didn't. I wasn't pleased with her leadership. I wasn't pleased with her coming to power. But among the field of Liberian men and leaders, we had nobody better than Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The men who were there had all been there before. Just like now, we're just repeating the same people, taking the same people. We're not trying new leaders. Because the way our country is now, real good leaders will not come to our country. They will not come to our country because the situation in our country is not wholesome. It's not becoming. When you come to a nation where majority of the people corrupt, you are seen as the enemy. You are seen as the bad person. Because everybody used to getting things free. Everybody used to robbing the government. Everybody used to stealing and backstabbing. Now you come and you want to change everything. And you're telling them, no, we can't do that. This is not right. You know what we're doing to each other? It breeds animosity. It breeds bitterness. It breeds hatred. And when you breed these negative things, they don't stop. Because people always want to pay back. Somebody always got to pay for what happened. Somebody got to pay. And when somebody got to pay, you have this revolving door of violence, revolving door of revenge and vengeance and all those kind of things, and things we don't need in our society right now. We need our people, we need cohesiveness. We need our people to come together as one. We need our people to stand up for justice and truth and loyalty and patriotism and good direction for our country. These are the things we need. But how do we bring our people together, man? We can talk politics all day. Boka. You can't bring our country together. They can't do it. And as we are as a people right now, we have not arrived. We have not arrived. And when we have not arrived as a people, we can't achieve nothing substantial. We can't. We got to arrive. And how do we arrive as a people? Through our unity, through our unification, through our solidarity. And how do we arrive at that? When we don't have good leadership. This is where we are right now. We are in limbo right now. We know what we need. We need good leaders. We need good direction. We need good policies for our country. We need all these things. But on the other hand, the people we have cannot provide these things. One, they don't have the competence to understand the needs of the Liberian people. We can talk it all day. Oh, we need this, we need this. But the real needs of the Liberian people have to be prioritized. Our needs are many. But we got to break it down into priority, where when we attack one of the problems, that problem can help to solve other problems. What emanates or ripples from what we do solves other problems. Our problems are many, yes, but many of them in the same class or categories. So when we attempt to solve one and we really solve that problem good, that one solution can ripple. It has a ripple effect and we solve other problems. Like for as example, if we stop corruption, if we start punishing our leaders, these rogues, if we start putting them in jail for life, it will have a ripple effect. It will have a ripple effect. And what will be that ripple effect? Corruption will be minimized. People will be scared to steal more than ever before in our history. People will be scared to steal. And because of that, we have that ripple effect of honesty coming into the system. That's how you begin with honesty. You catch the first rogues and you set an example of them. And you don't stop there. You don't relent. Firm, fair, and concession for most things in life. For leadership. If you're dealing with a diverse group of people and you must be a good leader, you got to understand those three things too. When you understand your policies and your laws and your rules and you're a person who uphold these things, then you got to understand that you got to add three principles to it that goes along with longevity of policy, longevity of situation, longevity of conditions that are meaningful. And how do we sustain those conditions? You got to be consistent. You see, in the correctional realm where I'm from, in the military realm, we got three things: fair, firm, and consistent. You can't fail with those three things because we know the law. We already got the law. The only problem is implementation of the law. How do we implement the law? Who's implementing the law? Do they understand the responsibilities they have to not only to the nation and the people, but to maintaining peace and stability in this country? You have a great responsibility when you're the implementer. When you are the leader, that's why leadership is so hard. Everybody think you just come to, people think that leadership is a thing to bullshit with. You know, like you got a little club, I'm a club leader. You know, but people in university, people, they don't want to graduate because they want to stay there to be chairman of some party so to prolong their graduation. Those people ain't got nothing to do in life. They're not ready to join the real life. But you got to understand the situation. You got to understand that leadership is not an easy task. It's a grave responsibility. Because when you're leading people, you're not there just to satisfy yourself. In a country like Liberia, look at Liberia right now. What is our major pressing situation in the country? Our economy. That's not an easy thing to deal with. The economy encompasses many things. Feeding the people, providing equality on a job, setting up government pay, state scale and standards, taking care of the population of the nation. Because when leaders go there, they're the leader's job to feed the people, to clothe the people, to provide shelter, clothing. That's your job. And how do you provide it? By providing jobs, by bringing investors into the country, by opening the country up to different avenues of people who want to come with products to sell and products to invest and products to build. You got to be able to reach out there, man. You got to be able to reach out there. And you got to have the team to go out there and help you. But leadership is not a joke. It's not a club. You know, when we grow up, we say, hey, come on, we're going to do this thing, we're going to lead this thing, we enjoy it, we do this. But the more you grow up, the more mature you could become. The more you look at the sufferings of our people, you got to reconsider leadership. Not as a thing that just anybody can do, but as a thing that demands the best people to do it, or it will not get accomplished. Nothing will get accomplished. And this is where we are today in Liberia. You know, most of our educated people in the diaspora, all over the world, building other nations, building other people's communities. While we're in our very own community in Liberia, we have nothing but criminals and rogues and bandits, and these people just ripping our country off. Just ripping it off. You see, and the part about it is, when you're illiterate, you have no sense of value. When you're illiterate, even if you have senses of value, they are diminished because you do not have the light in your head. In knowledge is light. The light comes on you out of darkness. You can see good. That's why knowledge and wisdom and understanding, all these things enable us. But when you don't have it, you can strive all the way you want to do things. You'll never accomplish it the way you would have if you had earned a little education, if you had learned a little vocational training, if you had learned a little, take a little time to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. You know, people invest in other people and don't go to school. That was in the olden days. But nowadays, you can still invest in other people and yourself because there are a wide range of possibilities and opportunities available to us. You know, and if we act lazy and don't go for those opportunities, we fail. We fail. You know, because there are some jobs, even here in America, when you're working, they make life easier for you. You don't have to do laborers' jobs. You don't have to slave for people. And they don't demand college degrees. They don't. But you got to find those kind of jobs. You see? And they got other jobs. They may be better than other types of jobs, but it's still difficult kind of jobs. Like in America, you got it factories, you got it nursing homes, you got it assistant teachers jobs. You got all these different jobs for people who got levels of education that can serve the community, but they don't do full-time work. You see? Like even you work in the factory, you work in the nursing home, you don't have to be there full-time. You don't have to be there full-time. They hire you as you need it. Right? It's just that now with the people, a lot of people leaving formal jobs and going off to find their own, open up their own jobs and opportunities since the COVID-19, and they've been given a lot of money and things like that. People have opportunities to do other things. So they go out. But for those who don't have the opportunities to get money to go to start their own business and things, you get these are other businesses and jobs that you can gravitate towards. Once you got a little bit of education, you're smart, you can gravitate towards them. And these are jobs that you don't have to be there permanently either. Working in the nursing home, working in the factories, working. And now there are jobs for people with college degrees in every level of education, in every level of job, work-related jobs. So you can go out and find something anywhere to do. In this industrialized nation, places like America, Europe, all those places. But they're not accessible to us in Liberia. They're not accessible to us because we have now reached that level of competence. It's all about competence. It's all about competence. You got to sustain yourself. You got to maintain yourself. You got to be able to produce, and you got to be able to keep going on. When we talk about competence, that's what all those things encompass. When you get a job, you got to understand the nature of your job. You got to understand what your job entails, what you dare to do. You see, there are some jobs you can take it. You don't really have to invest anything in it. You can just take it and do it for a time being. There are other jobs, people believe in them, and they take it, and they work wholeheartedly to change society, despite what the job is. So whatever profession you got, it depends on how you view your profession It's how you're going to take it. When I say take it, I mean in the literal sense, take it. Because if you love your job, you do everything, no matter how insignificant other people may see it to be. You would want your job to have significance, to have meaning. And that's the pride of the job. That's why we differentiate labor and give labor integrity and pride. Because people who take those jobs and love the jobs they do try to bring professionalism to it. Even if it's sweeping the streets. There's a pattern to sweep the streets. People who sweep the streets every day understand the pattern to sweeping the streets. Because when you sweep in the streets, you're dealing with the elements. You're dealing with wind, you're dealing with dust, you're dealing with dirt, you're dealing with people moving and all of that. So if you are let me get it good. If you're a street sweeper, you sweep the street, you will have a format to do your work. Because you know at a certain time of the day where the wind blows the most, how it impacts the dirt in the street. When people are moving through the city, where people drop things the most in the street and dirt in the street, you will know all of that. Because all of that comes with street cleaning. It may sound insignificant to you. Oh, street cleaning. No. But when you go into the profession, you'll find that in every profession, no matter how insignificant you think it is, there's a pattern to doing it. There's a pattern to do it. And when you follow that pattern, it makes your work so efficient, so good, so professional, that it differentiates you from other people who want to do that same job. That's what makes you a professional. Because any job you do, no matter how insignificant other people may think it is, if you study how to do that job, if you study how to be successful at that job, how do you be successful at the job? Complete the mission. If your job is to sweep from this corner to that corner and keep it clean, that's your job. If you're doing that for 8 hours, that's your job. People don't get paid for 2-3 hours like that. You may work 2 hours, take a break, come back and work again and till the rest of the day. Then you do 8 hours or a certain number of hours. So if that's your job to keep the street clean at a certain corner, that's your mission. And if you don't understand how to do that job, it can be hard. It can be hard. That's why you got to study everything you do. I'm only telling you this because in every profession, there's an easy way and a hard way to do it. In every profession, you got people who love the profession. That's why they study how to make the job easier and more effective and more pronounced. And that's why we look for when we say efficiency. Who can do the job? Who will take the job and understand, no matter how insignificant other people may think it is, you have a responsibility to maintain this corridor clean for 8 hours. Can you do it? Can you do it? So everything is not as simple as it seems. For us in Liberia and in third world countries, it's simple. But when you come to places like America, you find out that the people take work, profession, so dynamic that they don't mess with it. Even if you got to be a street sweeper, you have to have a pattern to doing your work. You have to have training to doing your work, or the work will be difficult. It will be bad. And the reason I'm bringing all of this to light is because most of us Liberian people, we think everything is easy. When we see other people doing, oh, we can do it, yeah, we can do it. But then when they put you to the task, you cannot do it. It looks easy when the person is doing it, yes, because the person has studied the pattern. The person has been trained to do it. You not trained to do it, there's a great possibility you will not be successful in getting it as proficiently done as somebody who is trained to do it. Why? Because there are many things to take into consideration when you're doing things. There are many things to take into consideration. When you're sweeping the street, you got to take into consideration the weather, the wind, the people, the businesses, all these things you got to take into consideration. That's why they got certain time to sweep the streets. You see people doing it early in the morning before people come out to work. They go out there and start sweeping, you got to clean the street. Seem to got garbage collector, only they got time to do it. Or you cause conflict with other people. You will not do your job effectively because you'll be disturbed. So everything for us in our lives need order, need direction, need thinking over. You can't just do things, just jump up and do it. No. If you dream about it, it can happen. And that's the foundation of everything we do. You see, when I got work to do, sometimes if it's difficult work, I don't touch it right away. No. Because from the time you tell me what I got to do, I start thinking on how I got to do it. Even my show, I don't wait till I come to do my show to start doing it. No, I start doing my show 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. Because I got a format to do things. And everything revolving in the world so fast. So when I come on to listen to the news, after I do my show sometime in the day, I don't have the time to sit down to listen to the news and things like that. I'm busy. Then I come home, I'm tired because I've been upset all night. I won't go to sleep. I rest. So I wake up again, then I got to get on the internet to abreast myself with everything that's been happening while I was sleeping. You got to do these things if you want to succeed. If you want to advance the topic where you want to advance. You see that right now, all the elections go on in Liberia. I can't talk about all the political parties. They're not my forte. I'm not into politics. No. I don't care who wins. No. May the best man win. But the Liberian people got to choose the best man. So I'm not interested in the politics. I'm interested in the people. Because from the people understanding where we stand and what their position is or are, we can change our country. We can change our country. That's why I don't run behind political leaders. When the people elect the leaders got a term to show us, to demonstrate to us whether they're competent or not. And how do they do that? By fulfilling the obligation that they are afforded. By trying to change their people's lives, making good decisions for them. You see? But the people got to put you there. You got to understand the game. So sometimes it's not always about political power. It's about the love for the people. You know, because we wouldn't do things if we didn't love what we did. We wouldn't. People wouldn't go visit the sick people. People wouldn't go to church. Because those are voluntary things. Those are difficult things to do too. On a Sunday morning, after working all week, instead of chilling, you gotta get up to go to church. That commitment. That's understanding that if you don't go, other people may not go. And that's why we go to church. That's one of the major reasons we go to church, so that other people can go. Because you can learn the Bible at home. You don't have to be a theologian to learn the Bible. That was Jesus Christ broke the teachings down, the 10 Commandments down into 2 commandments. The whole 10 Commandments, he broke it down into 2 commandments. And the 10 Commandments, when you look at the 10 Commandments, it doesn't put that much burden on us either. It doesn't. Besides stealing, killing, adultery, those are personal things that are related to us in our relationship to each other. Thou shalt not steal, what? That is the 6th commandment. Thou shalt not commit adultery, the 7th commandment. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill, this is 6. Adultery is 7. Thou shalt not steal, the 8, I think. Yeah. Thou shalt not commit false witness, 9. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor, wife, or thy flock, 10. So you got to know your commandments as a Christian. You got to know which commandments apply to you. You know that the first 4 commandments deal with God, honoring God, telling you there's no other God but that one God, that the first commandment. Then God tells us, make no graven image unto yourselves. There's only one God. God don't want to be in no image form. Okay? Then what they tell you again? The third one, after the graven image, what the third one? What's the 3rd commandment? I know the 4th one is keep the Sabbath. That's the 4th commandment. Keep the Sabbath. The 3rd one is no graven image. There's something else about the church keeping. What the 3rd commandment is? It's right on my mind, but I can't do it. Then you have the 5th, honor thy father and mother. Then you got to learn the commandments. But the first 4 commandments deal with the church. Don't make no graven image. What the 3rd commandment, man? It's something with God. You know? Then the 4th commandment has to do with the Sabbath. Keep the Sabbath holy. But the first 4 commandments do with honoring God, keeping yourself holy. The 3rd commandment maybe have to do with that. But I will tell you what it is. I know all the commandments. I have to know them. Okay? So then you go to the personal one. We're honoring your father, your mother. Don't kill. Don't commit adultery. Don't steal. Don't bear false witness. Those are things that guide us. And they are 10, but they are difficult. They are commandments that impact our lives in every kind of way. Everybody wants God. Look at our religion. Many Liberians have disobeyed the 10 commandments right off the bat, from the first one. Place no other gods before me. And everybody running around with juju God, with this kind of God, and that. You can't do that. Because at the very first commandment, don't put no other gods before me. You know, then they tell you don't make no graven image unto yourself. Don't worship no image. So all those things are significant to us. Keep the Sabbath. Go to church every day. Keep it holy. You know, don't do certain things against God's will. You know, then they tell you, honor your father and mother. You know, don't be cussing them. Don't be doing all that. But some parents allow those kind of things. They allow those kind of things. They tell us honor your father and mother, but how will you honor them if you don't know how to honor them? So they got to teach you how to honor them. Usually that was some of the teachings of the past are different from the teachings today. Because in the teachings the fathers of the past did, they didn't take no bullshit. They would stomp their children down. They disrespected them or talked to them in a rude way. Not today. You hear the way children talk to their parents, you shake your head. You hear the question they ask their parents, you shake their head. You hear some of the things they say, you shake your head. You know? So when they talk about honor your father and your mother, that's a responsibility placed upon the father and mother to teach your children and raise them as they should be raised, that they should not depart from it. Okay? So if you raise your children to honor God, to honor your parents, to learn the 10 Commandments or all the things, they will follow in the path of that. They will follow in the path of that. But if you don't teach them all of that, they will not. They will not. You know? And simple things. Don't steal. Don't lie on other people. Don't kill. Don't commit adultery. You know? Those things are hard too, you know? They're hard. They're not easy. When you're starving and you're hungry and you see the opportunity to steal something, will you put the Bible before you and say, oh, I can't steal because God will kill me, but I will stay hungry and die? Some people do. That's why they call them saints. They can't do no wrong, no matter how bad it is. But other people, many of us, will steal, will lie, may even kill. How many of us don't commit adultery? So nothing easy, man. When God gave law, that law is not easy. It's not easy for us because there are many temptations. You know, and all the laws are self-imposing laws. You got to impose them on yourself. Nobody come to beat you down and say, do this, honor your father, you must honor your father. No. You can't steal, you can't lie. Those are things that are self-imposed. And you got to maintain it with integrity. That's the word again. But anyway, my 1 hour is up. I hope you enjoyed my show this morning. TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Don't do what I wouldn't want you to do. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay? Take heed and govern yourselves accordingly. God's time is the best.